Hi Abbott families and welcome to Open House. My name is Miss Spalding and I just wanted to say hi and walk you through the pamphlet that you are going to receive tonight. If you haven't done so already, by the door when you walk in, there is this clipboard. If you wouldn't mind filling it out, put your name, whichever adult is here, your child's name, the phone number that's best to reach you at, as well as an email address that's best to reach you at. That way I know who's here just for my records. Also, over in the front of the room, there are going to be question cards. If you have any concerns that you would like me to be aware of or any questions, go ahead and you can fill out the back of this card your child's name, grade, period, my name, any questions or comments, and the phone number, email that's best to reach you at. So that way I can get back to you in a timely manner. As you walked in today, hopefully I had a chance to say hello to you and you received this flip book that will help lay out some of the procedures in my classroom. So I'm going to go through this booklet with you, and if you have any questions after you watch this video, please come up to me and let me know and I'll help you the best that I can. So like I said earlier, my name is Miss Spalding and I teach both 6th grade science and social studies. Your child may have me for one of those subjects or possibly for both of them. So if you look on the second page where it says meet your teacher and contact information, this is just a little bit about who I am. In 2011, I graduated from Lewis University with a bachelor's degree in education. This is my 4th year here at Abbott Middle School and I am loving it. My first 2 years I taught 7th grade science and social studies, and this is my 2nd year teaching 6th grade science and social studies, and absolutely love the curriculum that I'm teaching. When I'm not teaching and I'm not in the classroom, I coach the cheerleading squad here at Abbott, who took 2nd last year, and I love working with the PBIS organization we have here. I am a diehard Bears fan, I love Disney movies, and I love taking pictures, as well as I love my 3 dogs. Now getting a little bit more into the classroom procedures, here is some helpful stuff on the internet. Here is my website. It's hspalding.weebly.com. On occasion, students will have to watch videos for homework, and I will post them on this website, as well as I will upload information and worksheets that will be helpful to them as they're completing their homework. If you need to contact me, here's my email address, as well as the phone number. You can go ahead and email me is probably the most effective way to get a hold of me, and you can also call me at that number and I'll call you back as soon as I have an available period. There's also some helpful websites down here on the bottom. So if you're at home and your child, your son or daughter has nothing to do, go ahead and have them check out some of these websites, and there's some great educational information on these websites. Some general information, here's the district website, the school website, and this website down here will take you to Campus Portal, and that's where you can get online and check your child's grades and see how they're doing in their classes. Moving on to the next page, using technology. All students in their communication classes receive a discipline handbook, a student handbook, which outlines the technology and the internet policy. So if you could go ahead and make sure you review that with your child, that would be great. Cell phones, they should be turned off and left in their lockers during the school day. But there will be some times where we will use our cell phones in class, and so if that is the case, I will make sure to let them know ahead of time, and then they can bring them to class. Otherwise, they should be left in their lockers. As I said earlier, some students may have to watch videos for homework. This is part of a model called the flipped classroom. In this model, what I'll do is I will record a video like I'm doing now that the students will have to watch at home, and that will be their homework. I'll teach a concept, I'll teach information, and they'll have a worksheet that will go along with it. Then when they come back to class, we'll use that information that they learned in order to do a more hands-on activity where I can help guide them. So it's really important that when they are assigned a video for homework that they do watch it, because what we do in class is dependent on the information that they learn while watching the video. I will make sure to assign the videos with enough time so that way if they don't have internet at home, they can go to the library or a friend's house to be able to watch the video. Going on to the next page, talking about the types of assessments in my classroom. The students will be taking various tests and quizzes that will assess their knowledge that they have learned throughout the quarter. They will also be taking a final exam that will count for 25% of their grade at the end of the quarter. These tests, they'll take a pre-test and a post-test so that way they can see how they've grown and how they've improved throughout the quarter. It's important that students do their homework on a nightly basis because sometimes there will be pop quizzes just so I can assess to make sure that they're doing their work. Looking at the projects for the year, in social studies, you will be assigned at least one project per quarter. Sometimes there may be more, but there will always be at least one project per quarter. The projects count for 25% of their grade. You need to make sure that you complete this project on time because that's a big portion of their grade. With the new Common Core curriculum coming out, which you've probably heard a lot in your math and communications classes, there's a big push on reading and writing. So as a social studies, we're really pushing to help the communications and math classes as well. So there's going to be a lot of writing and reading in the social studies classrooms, and that's going to continue on to their projects. Every time a student gets a project, there will be an outline as well as a grading rubric given to them at the beginning of the project, so that way it will help guide them as to where they need to go with the project. In science, it's very similar. You will be assigned at least one project per quarter, which counts for 20% of your grade. In science, your projects are going to take the concepts and skills that you're learning in science class and give you a real-life application for that skill or concept. Homework. In both science and social studies, you will be assigned homework many nights of the week, but not every night of the week. So it is your responsibility as a student to make sure that you write down your homework on the homework board. It's going to be up there every day, and it's your responsibility to check that board and make sure that you write it down in your agenda. Even if there's no homework, make sure you write down in your agenda that you have no homework. So when you get home, you remember that there's no homework. So while you may not have homework every night, it's important the nights that you do have homework that you complete your work. Continuing on to the next page that goes through the expectations and the grading policy. The expectations, looking at the behavior policy. Here at Abbott Middle School, we have a program called PBIS, and we set out expectations in all the different areas of the school. Those 3 behavior policies that we want the students to follow are very simple. We call them the 3 Ps. We want students to be prepared, we want students to be positive, and we want them to be productive. If they follow these 3 Ps, they should have no problem being successful in the school year. Bathroom policy. Each student is given an agenda, and in the back of their agenda, they have a hall pass. Whenever they would like to leave my classroom, whether it's to see the nurse, go to the office, go to the bathroom, they forgot something in their locker, they need their agenda and to fill out that hall pass in order to leave. If they don't, they won't be able to leave my classroom. For grading, such as nightly homework and daily class assignments, I'll be using a system called Top It Up, which will allow them to see where they are on the scale as far as how well they completed that homework assignment or that class assignment. For larger assignments such as progress and tests, they'll be given a rubric that they'll be able to use to help see where they need to go as far as grading. For the grading scale, 100 to 90 is an A, 89 to 80 is a B, 79 to 70 is a C, 69 to 60 is a D, and 59 below is an F. If you look at the grades broken down per quarter, 25% of their grade is class participation, 25% of their grade are their tests and quizzes that they complete, 25% is that final exam at the end of the quarter, 20% is projects, and 5% is homework. For makeup work, I follow the school regulations regarding makeup work. If you're absent, you are given a number of days to complete that missing assignment. If it was unexcused, you have to turn it in right away. It is the student's responsibility when they return back to school to check the absent bin, check the date they were absent, and receive the work that they missed. I see 160 kids, and it's hard to see all of the students and remember who was here and who was not here. So it's the student's responsibility when they're absent to check the absent bin and get the work that they missed. If they have any questions about that work once they pick it up from the bin, they can come see me or a fellow classmate, and they can help get it clarified. Moving on to the last one, the syllabus and curriculum, looking at the last part of the flip book. This goes through the course descriptions, the text, and an outline of what the students will be studying this year. In social studies class, they are going to be looking at ancient civilizations. So they're going to start at prehistory all the way to the Enlightenment with the Reformation. They'll be able to recognize time and place, that history and culture influence society, current world events that connect to the ancient civilizations, which I think will be really important to make it relevant to the students. In science class, we're using a system called FOSS-Kits, which allows students to use hands-on labs in order to better understand science reasoning skills. So I'm really excited that the students get to do a bunch of different labs within the classroom and really get to do hands-on learning in science this year. For textbooks, in social studies, we have a textbook called Journey Across Time, which we'll use on occasion, but mainly the texts that the students are going to be using are articles and informational texts that are found online that I'll have the students read to gather their information. In science, we have 3 textbooks: Inside Earth, Chemical Interactions, and Environmental Science. In science as well, we'll also be using supplemental information to help give the students a deeper understanding of the knowledge they're learning. In social studies, you see first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter, the breakdowns of what we'll be studying each quarter. We have geography, prehistory, Stone Age, and Mesopotamia in first quarter. We have continue Mesopotamia, ancient Egypt, world religions, and ancient Greece in second quarter. In third quarter, we'll continue ancient Greece, do ancient Rome, and start the Middle and Dark Ages. And then fourth quarter, rounding out the year, we'll finish up the Middle Ages and end with the Renaissance. In science, first quarter will touch on variables, which has a lot of fun experiments for the students to complete, such as building paper airplanes. In second quarter, we'll do landforms and use our Inside Earth textbook. Third quarter, we'll focus on mixtures and solutions and use our Chemical Interactions book. And in fourth quarter, we'll end with environmental science. The required materials and supplies are the same for both classes. The students are going to need a binder for my class. 1 inch is sufficient, and they'll need 5 tab dividers. One's going to be general information, one is going to be wrap up, warm up, another one's going to be notes, another one's going to be writings, and the last one is for other information. They will need to have a pencil and a highlighter every day when they come to class, notebook paper to put in their binder to take notes and complete homework assignments, and then all the handouts and notes that they collect throughout the year will need to be in their binder as well. I know sometimes students are going to need some extra help and that they have a lot going on, but I'm available after school on Thursdays. I will stay here until 3:30 unless there is another conflict that comes up, and I will let the child know ahead of time if they plan on coming. So I'll be here on Thursdays until 3:30 for extra help. If Thursdays don't work for your son or daughter, please let me know and we can try and figure out a different day or time that might work for them. So again, welcome. We're so excited that your son or daughter is here at Abbott Middle School, and I'm so excited that I got to meet you tonight. If you have any questions, please come find me, and I will be sure to answer them the best that I can. Thank you, and have a great rest of the open house.